Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
What it do? It's your boy, DJ Nova Fresh, and this is Culture Uncut Podcast, and we kicking it here on this strange Tuesday, man. Like, weird. Nah, but kicking it here with the lady of the day.
How y'all doing? Hey.
And we got the criminal of the night here with us.
Batman?
Oh, yeah, man. Hey, shout out to you for introducing yourself as a criminal for like the 5th month in a row. But it's your boy, it's yours truly, man. Trey Pound, the moisturizer here to splash and dash, man. You already know what time it is. Skeet, skeet, skeet.
Mm-hmm. Wait. Look, what made Tuesday? What's strange for today? What's going on with you?
Man, this
sound like he got his little cookie snatch.
No, not even.
Oh, it's private.
No.
No?
Not even.
It's
just strange. It's just a weird Tuesday. It's just one of them weird Tuesdays.
No particular reason.
Yeah, no particular reason. It's just weird.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it got like little weird, eerie vibes going on. But I don't know like how that correlates to Tuesday though. It's been a weird couple weeks, ever since.
Yeah. It's too much going on, man. Can't recover. One punch after the other. As soon as you digest one thing, somebody thinking a full spoonful of something else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess, go ahead.
How's your Tuesday going, Jay? You ain't tell us about your Tuesday. I got some stuff to talk to you about, too.
I try to make all my days good, man. I do. And if somebody's trying to rain on my parade, I'd water hose their ass completely away from it, and I keep it pushing. I try to have happy days.
You waste water on them?
Yeah, she's squirting.
Whoa.
Hey, Tom!
Whoa.
No.
He's squirting, folks. Golly. What,
And wine helps.
See, y'all call me the criminal. I think you the criminal. I think the real criminal is Jay.
I am. I'll never get caught either.
Golly. Well, you just told on yourself.
I'll never get caught. I will escape this. I'll escape this place on a raft before I go to jail for anything.
No, I can tell you're a criminal.
Why?
Because when you told us you don't have no accounts, not even a YouTube account.
Nothing.
Only people I know that do that stuff is criminals.
Very true.
Look, I still.
Am I wrong?
You right.
Them be the main ones that they be hiding from the law. I'm off the grid. Oh, I don't want nobody to be. Them be the ones that be scamming and stealing and killing.
Yep. You 100% right, bro.
I'm trying to go to heaven, man. I'm trying to live a good life. Everybody don't need to be all in my business while I'm on a podcast, right? But yes, it's been a great day. What about you, Trey?
My day was man, it was not eerie, but I had to go to the doggone. It was painful. It was a painful day. I would say that's the word for me, painful. Because I had to go to the doctor and they had to do a biopsy on me, take off a piece of my skin. But doctors don't be understanding that black pain for real. I think that's a thing when you tell the doctor like, "Hey, I need some pain meds," and they're like, "Oh no, you can just get a little Tylenol, you'll be good." I was like,
You know what? That brings us to one of our subjects for real. For you to say that, Adriana Smith. Have y'all heard about her? The lady in Georgia.
Yes.
So Adriana Smith, and back in February, she was having like some excruciating headaches, right? Mm-hmm. The lady worked at a hospital. She went to 2 different facilities and they ended up giving her some medication, but they didn't scan her or anything like that. So a couple of days later, her family found her unresponsive. They took her to the hospital. She is brain dead. She's gone. However, they find out that she's 8 weeks pregnant. They kept this lady alive against her family's will. Obviously, she can't consent because literally she's dead. She's brain dead. Yeah. And they have kept her on life support up until this week. And they said it's called the Life Act. So the Living Infants Fairness and Equality Act that bans abortion after 6 weeks. So she was 8 weeks pregnant. So they kept her body alive as an incubator.
How did they do that?
To carry her baby. They just kept her on. They kept her on life support, even though she is 100% brain dead. Man, they used her body to keep
As
the
a
baby
host.
alive as a host. As a host, Adriana Smith. They did a C-section back on June 13th, and they finally took off of life support on the 17th. But now they could finally bury her, even though she's been brain dead since February. What y'all think about that?
I think that's kind of overbearing and overpowering. It's like overstepping your overstepping people's rights to like somebody's body as a host for a child because your beliefs. This wasn't in her will. This wasn't in her trust. This wasn't in her written, like her medical. What's that? The medical will, like the living thing where you give somebody something. If you're on life support, they have the power to do that. That's just that's overreaching. It's overreaching. That's not right.
So
Like,
did they have
it's not
just
right, but it's also like, you know, like these stories happen a lot of times. And it was one of the hot topics that was before the election when it was coming to my body, my choice thing. And women was coming forth with these type of stories and it was just getting overshadowed. And it's just unfortunate that like she had nobody to kind of like, you know, I guess put this on blast and put this on front center for the world to see. And I have a friend who was, I don't want to put her business out there, but she was battling for her life. And the family had the same vibes that there was something shady going on with the medical facilities or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And they think that they were just keeping her alive just because for her organs or harvesting organs or whatever, because she had organ donor on her license or whatever. Mm-hmm. But what's your take as a woman? I'm pretty sure it's not your first time hearing something like this.
Well, it's been proven that Black pain is not taken as serious. And I worked in a hospital for years. That was one of my police jobs. And just the fact that she had to go to 2 different hospitals and neither hospital found it relevant, even though she's a nurse, she works in a hospital. Obviously, she knows symptoms of different things, and they still didn't take the time to do a full evaluation on her. Well, I mean, we're getting even before they find out about a baby and all of that. This could have been prevented, or she could have at least, you know, had the proper treatment. So that's a real thing where Black pain is not taken serious, and especially Black women, because they always assume that a Black woman is over exaggerating, or you know, it used to be they believed that we could endure more pain than other races too. Mm-hmm. So this is a whole different.
That's wild. That's another case like that just happened not too long ago in Georgia, and it brought attention. And old girl, her situation was she got this surgery done. It was on a vital organ in her body, and then they released her early, and the family like, yo. And everybody was saying she need like more time in the hospital. You just like, that was a major surgery, but they let her go early. And then she went and collapsed. And then that's what happened. And they brought her back. And then that was her situation.
Well, it happens in childbirth a lot too. And with America being, you know, an advanced country, we lose a lot of people in childbirth that we shouldn't. So
why is that? Do you think it's by design?
Do y'all remember the judge who sued because her son's wife ended up hemorrhaging and all of that, and they were telling the staff that she was hemorrhaging and she ended up dying? Do y'all remember that the Black judge? What's her name? I mean, there's a lot of instances, and I could say as a Black woman, I usually try to find a Black female doctor. That's just my preference, to be with somebody who actually understands my pain and will hopefully treat my pain as relevant as she would treat hers. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's a real thing. I've had to advocate for patients that were saying that they were hurt and they weren't being taken seriously. And in some instances, I do believe it was because they were Black.
You ever been in a situation where you like, all right, man, I want a black female doctor. Then when she pull up, you like, golly, man, this ain't the one I wanted.
Look, I had a Black female OBG, and I should call her out because she. But in Virginia, who delivered my baby, and she came out with her fingers first, right? And they my daughter was trying to come out fingers first. You know, they're supposed to come out head first. So she had to do certain stuff to have her come out right. And so you imagine as a woman, you got your legs up, you know, you worried about your child. And I asked her, I said, is she going to be okay, you know? And this heifer told me, this say G-O-D. I mean, this say M-D, not G-O-D. But I was so stressed, I didn't catch it. until a few minutes later. It's probably good because man, look, this heifer told me it's a MD, not GOD.
You need to
Oh
go throw them
yeah.
hands. You need.
Oh, she was done. She was done.
You need to go.
So
She was drunk.
she,
She's like this mad dog
I
2020.
still remember that. But yeah, it's for the doctors out there. Man, have some bedside manner. But that's an example of, you get what I'm saying? That's kind of spicy. That's extra. You didn't have to talk to me like that, especially when I'm going through some stress and thinking about my child. So yeah, I know firsthand, and it comes from everybody. Okay, we're gonna work on that. That's why people have to why Black people have to go into different fields that we're normally not. That way we can advocate and represent, for us, for people that
Yeah.
for us. Yeah.
My dog pollination Papa said I'm cold. No, I know like I ain't the only one who experienced something like that, man. Like with my primary care. I don't think she
Okay.
listen. If she do listen, well, this
Well,
is
if
some good
she
customer service.
doing it, she need to do better then.
Yeah, she
Self-reflect.
was talking. She was talking to me like I'm a child. I'm like, bro, and a part of me like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and just like, just, because your sister, I'm gonna give you some grace on this one and not just go ham. But it was just like one of them like moments where I had to practice patience because like, do you talk to all your patients like this? Like,
I don't think they do. But I will say some doctors are a lot of the doctors are kind of arrogant, very like arrogant, snappy type deal. A lot of them don't have very good bedside manner. That Yes, I've had to come behind a few and ask patients to please just they're a good doctor. I promise. I know they don't know how to talk to people, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's say
So
how your doctor experiences.
They don't be bad. They don't like. I do find some of them you gotta kind of do your own research and come in there prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like to be like, well, can you look at this? Because I'm paying you anyway.
Like, sir, pull your pants back up.
You know what I'm saying?
but you're more thorough though. Like a lot of people not like that. You look like it seemed like you would have already researched it and kind of had, a list of what you believe it is too.
Or I ask, hey, it's past this time. Can I do this instead? This is what I'm looking for, bro. Because sometimes you just got to tell them
Like,
flat
sir,
out what
can
you're
you put
looking
your
for.
pants back up? We ain't got to that point
I
yet.
mean, Trey over there cranking up. He over there just dying at his own joke.
Because I know how Nova is. Nova's funny, man. I could like in every like venue, it's been like he's hilarious. His interactions, I would say, his interactions with other people. Like I was in Costco with Nova one time. I just seen how he like interact with like just random like people he don't even know. It just be hilarious.
What did I do?
Yeah, what he doing? He not rude, is he?
No, he wasn't rude. No, he
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
rude at all. No, he was just talking to the lady everything under the sun about what she had in the cart.
Well,
But I think that's
look,
on all his Costco adventures, though. I think.
you love Costco. No, this is what I would say. If you're going to the doctor, even if it's a checkup or something like that, bring somebody with you. Like whether it be your spouse, your best friend, your child, like, and I don't mean like minors. I mean like your grown folks. Bring somebody else with you. So just in case anything goes down or you miss something or they know that there's some type of accountability, especially for surgeries, for like your biopsy. I don't know if you want to go into that, but always have an advocate with you.
That was new to me. She had asked that, "Do you want somebody here with you?" I never had a doctor ask that before.
Take somebody with you, man. Even you might get news and you stuck on the beginning of what they said, and they'd already moved on to the middle before you got past. Wait, what she say? And then your people can catch the in between time for you. So, man, look, take care of yourselves, take care of your people. That's my advice on that one.
No, that's solid advice. I don't think a lot of us don't take care of ourselves like we should, myself included. When it comes to like getting physicals, getting checkups, and then even like repeat care, like even though when you go get your physical and there's still like underlying issues and stuff, sometimes we just kind of like battle through it. Like military members, we like kind of like power through stuff and not really like take care of ourselves. And sometimes we wait till it's too late. Sometimes we wait till, something vital is happening and then it's too late.
Yeah. Well, let's say rest in peace to Miss Adriana Smith, who brought life to Chance, whether she knows it or not. And also, Trey, I hope your biopsy comes back negative and there's no issues, sir.
Oh, thank you,
Adriana
man.
Smith, who's
You're welcome.
That's the lady she been talking about the whole time.
Yeah. That's how because we know Adriana. That's why I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, no, her name Adriana Smith. Adriana
Yeah.
Smith. Rest in peace, ma'am. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Did they say anything about the husband or the baby daddy or?
No, man, they ain't talking about him, so I don't know. Like, I'd have to research a little harder, but I would think that if that was the case, it would be, it would be right there on front page. Because I'm thinking too, if they didn't want them to keep on life support, then there wasn't really somebody there saying. I mean, that's just an assumption, so I don't know for sure. So on another subject, so I will vote. I short. I will vote for Donald Trump. So we made it to a YouTubers Weekly. Our short did. Mr. Reese Waters, I guess we should send a shout out to him. He was had a little satire about all of us running with Miss Lady, the singer of the I Will Vote husband being arrested, right? That wasn't that lady, man. That wasn't that lady.
I told y'all that wasn't that lady.
It was that lady. And we
Trey.
just all did our little singing.
Oh yeah.
We made the cut too.
I definitely said it. But
It wasn't just us though. No, it wasn't just us. It was on the news. So it was bad information all around. But yeah, that wasn't that lady. But it was the backup singer. It was the backup singer. So it was still all together.
So it's still valid, right?
It's still valid,
if the name is wrong, do it matter? Like if it wasn't that exactly her, but the point is still the same message.
Yeah, it's the same message. That's the point he was making. Yes, that's the point he was making. So yes, we are.
He gave us an award too, didn't it?
Yeah, he gave us an award. But this is
what was the award?
I'm gonna see if I can get that on the wall.
Oh, that's a first.
Well, I gotta get that.
You gotta start. You gotta start somewhere.
It wasn't just us though. He had like 20 other videos on, but we made the cut. So that's Reese Waters on YouTube. If y'all want to see it.
Malik on Facebook said, I had slapped one of my eye doctors one time because he kept grabbing my face and I just had tooth and jaw surgery and I had told him 3 times and he kept grabbing my face and I slapped him. I'm surprised you didn't pull your pistol out on him.
Good gosh, you shouldn't have no pistol in the doctor's office, Malik.
Malik cares.
I have my pistol everywhere.
Everywhere.
We know you do know.
On the moon.
Birthday parties.
Everywhere. I take it to birthday parties, church. I don't trust them motherfuckers in church.
You take it to work?
You see
that? I'm trying to see if we're going to put you on a list. One of them you take it to work with you?
Don't tell your business. You see how Trey
I just arm up at work. See? There you go.
See, Trey? You got to watch it. He acts like, what's that, Vlad? Vlad be trying to get you to fall in the hole.
That's Trey. He a snitch.
So you can tell on yourself.
Y'all the police, so we know.
Trey, Mr. Dantadan.
I'm just trying to cover all my bases with y'all too, because y'all the fuzz. So I want to make sure, like, all right, it's okay for you to take your gun to work because y'all cops. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Jones. So the next thing, look, we were talking about at the very end of the last show, we were talking about Brittany Renner and that boy gay. Listen, I don't know if that man gay. I'm just giving my opinion. Okay, I ain't never been with that man. I don't know what his sexual
you don't want no smoke?
Proclivities are.
No, we can go ahead and put the clip up. She reneging.
No. That ain't
she reneging. I'm gonna go ahead and play
I don't want
tonight.
people to think like, well, Jen, how you know? Hey, from my observations, he has gay tendencies. We talking about Kevin Gates. So y'all didn't get a chance to finish that. Why that lady? How she been? What she got a converted Muslim for? What? 5 months?
Yeah, man.
Was it 5 months? 4 months?
Something like that. I ain't even count. I ain't even when they did it, I was just like, yeah. I mean, Gates been Puerto Rican too, and Moroccan.
He been Gates. And he must have put the full doggone freak package on her, boy. She went full Muslim on her. He had to put some that he must have ate that thing from the root to the.
No, let me tell y'all what happened. They got together, and he gay, and she need to be valid again. And they came up with, listen, you're going to pretend like you my girl. Going to wrap you up, make you Muslim. We're going to go ahead and get your reputation back like you out here being pure and all this wonderful stuff. And then I could pretend, that I still got me a lady friend. And then they did what they did. It worked.
He was married to Drika, or
Yeah,
whatever her name is. But
You
that's
can
her
like
name,
both.
right?
You
He
can
was
like
married to
both.
Drika.
and he tried to have him a nice little community home. Y'all ever been in a relationship where you like just like changed like your whole little everything about you to kind of fit in the relationship? Y'all that ever happened? Y'all ever experienced anything like that?
You say
Man, never had.
counterfeit?
No,
Nah, he
like
said-
change parts of you to kind of like for the
Match that person or something?
Yeah.
Nah, son. Nah.
I have.
Yeah. What happened? Tell us about it.
Well, I mean, I married the first one when I was still in high school. I didn't even know myself. So I was whatever he
Yeah, that's the
whatever
thing.
he molded and needed me to be, because I didn't even know who I was. I went from my granny nanny house to my husband's house. And yeah, so I didn't date. I didn't have girlfriends like that. Like, he was my world. So yeah, and that's how I learned to be like a wife and all that kind of stuff. So I would say I'm in my 40s and I'm just learning how to, like, do you like that? Is that what you want? Is that what you like? Because now everybody big enough to feed themselves, move around. And I'm kind of looking at these men like, I don't want to do that. So yeah, I can see sometimes if you like somebody enough, or you want a situation bad enough, or a lifestyle bad enough, I think people matrix to get what they think they want.
Yeah. I see it a lot. I see people do that. Even like if you look at like within like your family, like aunts, uncles, cousins, whatever units, or like parts of them changed when they became with this person, whether it's for the good or the bad. And then I noticed like even when that person like have moved on or died, it's hard for them to kind of like regather themselves and get back to who they are. Especially if it's a caretaker and they took care of everything. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to work, you didn't have to do anything, and then all
Have
of
you
a
done
sudden,
that?
what's that?
Become what? Change yourself.
No, I never changed myself. I've dealt with heartbreak, but never changed myself to fall in love with somebody. Because I always kind of like had an upbringing to where it was just like I had to find out who I was when I moved out of my people's house because of different struggles and whatnot. So I kind of like learned who I was early. So I kind of knew you getting the good, the bad, the ugly. That's why a lot of me is just kind of like, this is who I am.
Cause yeah, I think your old lady might have changed you, because when I first met you, all you ate was ribs, pulled pork, pork chops, all the stuff.
This is why you
And
can't
now
blame the police, man.
Now he vegan. Now he
We're
vegan.
back on the beat. That man say you trying to live a healthy lifestyle, man. You're not trying to kill these animals out here.
I think that's love. It's part of love, being able to like, matrix over time is gonna naturally happen between both parties. I think that's just a normal thing. But I ain't never ate no rib. Well, actually, I did eat ribs, but I ain't never eat no ribs in your presence. So I know. So I know
yes, you did. Yes, you did. April 18th, 2002. At the Rib Shack in Meridian, Mississippi, that boy devoured a whole rack and tried to eat my half a rack.
What's so terrible? Your personality, you probably do remember that for real.
He lying. Know how I know he lying? Because I was so broke I can't afford no ribs then.
You can be like,
bro, we got paid, bro. Stop.
We got paid and I was still broke. Bro, I'm trying to tell you, boy, I came in with this. So I was like, boy, I was catching, boy, I was eating nothing but cornflakes. Everybody who know me, I was eating nothing but cornflakes.
I got the photo.
You got, I don't know who you got.
I got the photo.
Y'all talking about people who broke.
I got the photo, Trey.
Bring it out like T.I. say. Boy, everybody got no picture of me eating no rib.
Look, speaking of somebody who will ever have to be broke again, look, I want to say Travis Hunter, but I really want to say Travis Hunter's wife.
Golly.
Oh, yeah, she up a couple bands.
So tell us about it, Trey. Tell us about Travis Hunter and his new signing and all of that.
Well,
he just made. Yeah, I think I heard about it. He was
he signed that $42 million. He got $42 million off his rookie deal as fully guaranteed, and the fact that he didn't have a prenup.
Hold on, wait.
That's what you leaning in on?
He get $31 million up front. $31 million up front. He married this girl, didn't have no prenup. She ain't even got to drop the baby now. They married. She can go ahead and just look at him right now and say, "Have sucker."
Yeah, but I don't want to go ahead and plant them seeds in they
No,
new
no, we
family in
don't.
their
But she
life.
planted them seeds because
It's
she
supposed
was
to be
in other
positive black
people's.
news. Y'all went straight to the doggone man losing half his money, divorce, getting
Was
ran through there.
in.
Hello?
See
What
that?
happened?
God knew you were lying. He muted your mic.
You know what?
I thought you was on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, doggone that. Oh yeah, nigga, you
My
making too much
bad,
noise in
y'all.
here. But no, man, I think that was the first time a non-quarterback, right, received their full doggone pay out the gate. That's $42 million. So congratulations to him for receiving that. I just hope that don't like mess up.
That's after the rib shack. After the rib shack. See what the ribs do to you?
That ain't no real picture. That's
Ain't no
good.
ribs.
You tried it.
That's when he came back from the rib shack.
That boy put the dog. He put the dog on the side work up there. Ain't it? Boy, that boy
You
agreed.
ain't.
That's bad work right there, boy. See, that's how I know I can't do no. Boy, that boy put your business out on Front Street
Yeah,
just like
well,
that.
you can't take no pictures. You gotta watch him.
God, I'm sorry. Who's
I
the
ain't
old
seen
lady
no
that is?
ribs.
I was in some ribs.
I like the ribs.
HR.
It was some ribs they ain't got, but it wasn't.
So 31 million, and he hit the jackpot. Congratulations, Mr. Travis Hunter, and we wish longevity for their relationship, so that black wealth don't go off into the wind. Amen.
That's a huge win for Black wealth. Also,
Filipino.
HBCUs, NIL.
You hope so.
Man, that man said Filipinos, boy.
She's Filipino.
Man.
She half black and half Filipino.
Yes, she's a Filipino. Well, I can't. So she half black. She got black.
Yeah, her mom is black.
So y'all don't do that black lady like that, man. You know, that's a huge win for the black woman community, HBCUs, and
That
NIL.
is, but the issue is why you in somebody else's DMs and you just anyway, revolt owner. This you Trey, because I don't really know anything about gaming. You got to get us hip on this. The revolt owner, off script enters into the gaming business. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, let me see. I pulled this up because I know, like Nova, he's a big time gamer.
Yeah, but what avenue, what area of gaming? Because there's so many gaming platforms and so many things that you game on. What specific area? Was it console? Was it app-based gaming?
Yeah.
Oh, I put the link in the chat. I figured you'd be interested in it. I thought it was. My thing is, I'm not into the gaming world, but that's what $347 billion industry that they're talking about, and then it's also black owned. So I think that's pretty unique, different way of.
It's definitely a hard. It's definitely a hard thing to crack the gaming world.
Okay.
You got things like Blizzard, Activision. It's so many established. You got EA Sports. You got so many established Rockstar. So many established video game companies and production studios that is almost impossible for the new people to get into the gaming because you're so far behind. Right? You're so far behind because you need the engine to run the game. Right? So you need the graphics, you need all these things to run the game. You can't just go in and build a game, right?
Okay.
So without having invested a lot of money into just building the basic layer of your game. So that's why I asked, what is it? If it's app-based gaming, that's totally different. Right? Okay. That's totally different. But if it's like console and computer-based gaming, then
can it be all of the above? I mean, that's a lot of money. Or it can't be both?
Nah, it's two different. It's two separate platforms. It's two separate engines that you run the games on, even for console and computers. But console and computers have made it to where games can be played on the same engine that they're running it on and played simultaneously, where you have what they call crossplay, where a computer player can play a console player on the same game, but have different platforms. But the computer guy will have more graphics. They will be more, sometimes they get an edge because they're more faster, because they got better processors, better, it's a lot that goes into it. Like just jumping into the gaming world is not easy at all. Like I'm saying, like unless you bought an established company that was already had their engines and everything ready, trying to start from scratch is.
So we need to research that one a little bit more to see exactly where he went in.
But I mean, he's coming from like Revolt, right? He's a part owner of Revolt, so I imagine he already have like relationships in that field. Why you say you have to get something that's already established?
Because
I'm pretty sure he got resources is what I'm getting at.
But because you're competing against the bigger companies. Like if you go look at how much Blizzard is worth, Activision, how much EA is worth, how much, and it's like Microsoft, Sony has literally brought up all the gaming producers and basically trying to make one company. That's the big fight right now between Sony and Microsoft because they own gaming. They own gaming because they own the platforms that it's most played upon. So they're buying up these studios that's developing these games and they're going to cut you out. They could just tell you, no, I don't want your game on my platform. And then what do? You can make all the games you want unless you make your own system. You're SOL.
You think? Do you think it's a thing to where like that's where, you know, I'm seeing a lot of digital stuff that's been like pushed at us, and it's also like taking us away from like our reality in a lot of senses. I think when you like attach to, because the average adult spend 8.5 hours on a video game. This is adult, so imagine like kids
about day.
But see, I think it's more a phone base because that's where that number comes from, that 8 hours. Because now people are playing more games on their phone, and that's why like in this simple games like Candy Crush, Toons, those like blockbusters, all simple games, because we have our phones in our hand most of the time. That's where that 8 hours come from.
I was just talking about gaming in general. It didn't put on whether it was app based or not. It was just
that's a lot of gaming. 8 hours a day.
8.5 hours, yeah.
Good Lord. Yeah, that's a lot of time. That's a job. Well, I guess we can move on to what everybody's talking about all over the world, and it's y'all president, Mr. Donald, cussing, dropping F-bombs, and Israel dropping real bombs, and
that's Nova president. We got to be clear on who
president. Not being happy with Israel because he told them to stop. You stop that. You collars go back home.
Nova people sweat that boy. No, we got some explaining to do on this one.
No, it's just it's dude was visibly upset that he used profanity, which is never accepted from that office, right?
Yeah, so unprofessional.
Yeah, like Obama did that. That's all they'll be talking about is the words that he used, not the message. And I can understand his frustration, not wanting a war, but then having to take action to help prevent things that these people like. At the end of the day, Iran wasn't agreed to not get anything to make a weapon, right? Okay. They're progressing. They have the tools they're not supposed to have. They have the equipment they're not supposed to have. I can equate it to like this. If you walk into your homeboy house and he got a scale, he got baggies, he got a pot on the stove, boiling water, he got baking soda out, but you don't see no cocaine, but he's telling you, no, I ain't making no drugs. Well, what the hell you making then? I mean, you got everything to make the drug, to make crack, but you're telling me you're not going to make crack. That's basically where Iran was. They got everything to make a nuke.
We ain't got everything to make a nuke over here.
We got it.
Here's the thing. It's one thing.
We got the crack. We got the house.
We got it all.
We got the whole doggone.
We got everything.
Yeah, but you don't want.
Our business booming, so we don't want no new work.
You don't want them. You don't want them with the work. You don't want them with a nuke. Nobody wants them with a nuke. Nobody wants them with a nuke. And the fact that they agreed that they wouldn't get a nuke, that was the sole purpose of them even getting nuclear power to get to this point. Because anytime you get nuclear power, these spent rods, you have used uranium that you then can enrich the uranium to be weapons grade uranium.
But let's be real, people always had a doggone that stuff. So why now?
But a part of the agreement was not to use that for that purpose. Because when you enrich uranium, the spent uranium, you have to enrich it to make it weapons grade. And they told them, all right, If you just use it for power, cool.
But how do we get to the point where they renege on the agreement?
They've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for years, and they've been warned not to. Every time they do something, they be warned. That's why they have sanctions on them and everything. And it's a concern because you don't have a regime that's not friendly to you. And if you allow them to get the nukes, what's stopping them from using it? I mean, I know we've used them before, but we have some restraint. You shake your head, but it's like this. I don't want them to have it. I don't care what anybody say in the world. I don't feel sympathy with this situation with Iran because they don't need it. If you see what they're doing. I don't understand
how y'all go into this saying, we don't want no war, we don't want no war. And then all of a sudden, he started bombing people. Everybody like, oh yeah, they just cheering this shit on like it's cool.
Nobody wanted that, but you got to understand something has to be done to slow them down from getting to where we don't want them to get. If they sitting at what they're allegedly 60% uranium enrichment, and you need 90 to make weapons, and these people are actively engaging in espionage and terrorism around the world through these groups, Hezbollah, Hamas, ISIS, and they're showing you that they don't care, then what's to say once they get to 90%, they put a bomb together, they won't put it in the hands of these groups when they fracture or splinter this country. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. Because I see things from both sides, and they can be looking at us as the same way that we looking at them.
Like what?
I mean, look at what we do around to other countries, how we dismantle and take over their government.
It's a necessary evil. I hate to say it, but it's a necessary evil. Nobody wants to hear that. The world, as long as you have men and women walking this earth, you'll never have peace. So you have to be the necessary. Sometimes you have to have a necessary evil. That's just the truth. You got to have a bully that's willing to do things for a better outcome, a more controlled outcome, and keep peace. We don't like it. We don't like what we do in the world, but sometimes.
Oh, it's a vibe where a lot of y'all are cheering this on like y'all like it, like y'all just won the Super Bowl.
I'm not cheering. You're saying it, you're putting me in that category like I'm cheering it on. I'm not cheering it on at all. Actually, I'm not cheering it on. I hate that we had to come to this point, but I feel people have to understand, whether you like it or not, we had to go here.
So you agree with the administration?
I agree with them. I agree with them dropping bombs on these facilities where they're actively enriching this uranium to make weapons. This is the last step. I think
we the United States of Israel.
That's what everybody like to say. That's what everybody like to say. But look,
that's what it is.
Okay, so should we just sit back and just let Iran get a nuclear bomb? Would you like them to do that?
No, people ain't never bothered us, man.
Okay.
I came into this.
You don't see.
I don't care. I'd rather us focus on what the hell going on in America. We got doggone people in Michigan. They ain't even got water, and Flint still ain't got doggone water. I'd rather them focus their attention on here in America than go bombing other places. That's where I'm at with it. So if y'all can go ahead and play NBA young boys sitting in front of tanks and celebrating blowing up a whole nother country, I ain't with it, bro.
Those bombs and they're blowing up other countries keep them from coming over here and blowing you up and doing what they got.
But when has it happened? But we in all these other people's countries and all these other people's
exactly
business.
to keep the evil from hitting to our front door. The things that they're doing, the sabotaging that they're doing to these countries and keeping them, the sanctions on them are keeping them from gaining weapons to be able to shoot us in America. That's one of the luxuries that we have in America, is that nobody has the capability to reach us with their weaponry. And the minute they do, you think they won't? Everybody wants the number one spot.
Well, didn't they try to hit Qatar? Do we have
they did in the midst of, it was more of a save face, right?
Okay, they knew did something.
Yeah, because they knew they had other targets. If you hit Bahrain, where the base is, if you blow up Bahrain base, you're going to hit Bahrainis as well. So now you're going to have the Saudis involved. You're going to have more countries mad at you. So the best target is Qatar because it's the base in the middle of nowhere. And they even said it, we shot at that because it was less populated. And they gave fair warning because they didn't want anybody to die.
Actually get hurt.
Yeah.
So you say you think they just did that just to say they did something after what?
Yeah. So they won't seem weak on the national stage, right? That people will be like, oh yeah, we shot something back, but they knew they was wrong. That's why their response was like that.
Do you know the history between Iran and Israel and why they are at odds?
I know the whole history of the whole region.
Okay, you think that's cool?
No, I don't think it's cool. I don't think that these countries fighting over religion. I think the whole thing is stupid. But at the end of the day,
it's more than just religion, though.
All right.
Right?
Let us know. Let us know.
Wasn't that their land?
Iran land? That wasn't Iran land that they're on. No, that was, so you had the Ottoman Empire.
Okay.
You had the Ottoman Empire. They took over from the Romans. They took over the land from the Romans. I mean, the Romans took over the land from the Ottoman Empire, and they still left remnants in it. The Jews that are there now, absolutely, that's not their land, right? That's not even the Palestinians' land. That portion was left. It was a nomadic type of land style where people from all over walks of life, because it was so holy, it was basically no rules, no holds land, that massive land, right? It was just for everybody to partake in, because it was a holy site claimed by both religions, the two major religions. Well, three major religions, I'm sorry. The three major religions. You had Jerusalem, you had the Dome Rock, the Rock of the Dome, or one of them, and then you had a holy site for Islam as well. So it's like basically was the crossroads. So it was ungoverned, unwatched, nomadic land. The Roman Empire erased the existence and the presence of the Jews, right? And they call it Palestinian, for the purpose of erasing the history of Israel, like the Jewish people. Jewish people wasn't white.
Surprise.
Jewish people wasn't white. So they got dispersed. They lost their identity and they got spread around the country. Come in the 40s and stuff after World War II, Britain had divided up all this land. They gave Saudi their land, Iran their land. They drew these markers, Iraq, Jordan, Turkey. They drew all these markers for all these people. And they left that still because they was like, it's still a holy site. We're going to leave it untouched. But then they didn't have anything for the Jews during the World War II. Rich people got together, petitioned them. They gave them the land, and they gave them a portion of the land. And then the other people was like, yo, the Palestinians that were there, like, what's going on? And then they just start fighting because, and I ain't gonna say it that simple, but it's more to it. Lines got drawn. Israel was like, hey, we want to define state. We want to become a state. They actually got with the Palestinians and was like, yo, we gonna claim a state. Why don't y'all claim a statehood as well? The Palestinians said no, because we want you came over here and you threw us off that land. We want all of it or nothing at all. And Israel's like, all right, well, we're willing to die for it. And they went to war. And they've been at war ever since.
I did read in several different news outlets that there are now people dying of malnutrition in Gaza, and that sites where people are supposed to be picking up food and getting food are being basically massacred. So, I mean, it's underneath all of this, all the things we're talking about, but it's a lot of people are dying and being killed there purposely. So either way, it's tragic. What do y'all think is going to happen next? What's going to happen next with F-bombs and real bombs?
Iran don't want war. Israel is the one that wants war.
And we got to pay for it. And they they got the funding for us.
What it is military. Iran and Israel is wrong. Iran is hiding their hand of what it's like the mosquito that keeps biting the person, right?
Who is this, Iran? You're saying Iran is doing that?
Everybody acting like Iran ain't do nothing because you're not paying attention. Iran is funding Hezbollah, Hamas, ISIS, right? And they're attacking Israel by drones, by Scud missiles, by all these things. So Israel's like, yo, we know who funding y'all. We know who giving y'all the money. Like, we're tired of it. So now they're going to go attack the person who's giving them the money.
But what you think, Trey?
If you notice, no other Arab country has said knock it off for what Israel is doing, because that tells you nobody in the Middle East really messes with Iran, because Iran wants to capture all those other Middle Eastern countries. They don't like Saudi. They don't like Turkey. They don't like Jordan. They don't like Lebanon. They don't like Qatar. They don't like Bahrain. They don't like Kuwait. They don't like Iraq. And the only people that's messing with him, well, he's gone now, was Syria. He was the only favorite to Iran. If you look at it, when Iran started launching their missiles, Jordan told them not one missile better fly over, or any of your jets better fly over our land to Israel. Now, these are other Arab countries telling a Persian country / Arab country, that you can't use our airspace. But Israel is able to launch their attacks and go through their airspaces.
Well, what you think about that, Trey?
I just think like we knew all the history before we got here, and then like going into this election, everybody, like I said before, everybody was saying that one side was pushing war, and he promised that he wasn't gonna he'll end the war when he come into office. Everybody went from pro-life to let's go ahead and just start taking life, and I just, for me, I'm just not cool with, especially when black troops serve at a higher proportion to our counterparts. So you got black people over there killing these people, and then they come back with the most problems. So I personally don't agree with war.
We ain't at war. Ain't nobody at war.
We just bombed the hell out of these people, man. What the hell?
He ain't bombed the hell out of nobody. He bombed the hell out of 3 facilities. 3 facilities. He bombed facilities.
If they come bomb some facilities over here, even if the motherfuckers empty, it's gonna be a problem.
They ain't gonna make it.
See the arrogance of, see what I'm saying? Like,
it's
just no, Americans.
Wow, bro.
No, Americans, we're very arrogant.
It ain't no arrogance. It ain't no arrogance. It's the truth. They don't have the capabilities in their arsenal.
Okay. But if they did, I think what's happening is another 9/11 type deal is brewing up. Something's gonna happen to where because the economy is tanking, the way everything is going, they're gonna have the war is just inevitable at this point in my mind. They're gonna need something to drive our economy.
Well, I think a lot of people have conflicting views on it. This is good back and forth. I learned some stuff from what y'all said. Y'all want to end on a good note? Anybody got anything good? That was intense.
First, no, it was.
No, it's good.
No, I'm just saying
because everybody's kind of got their back and forth.
Nobody wants war, bro.
People do.
You can see it in
I'm saying people celebrate it like it's a victory,
bro. That's just people gonna celebrate it always, bro. They gonna celebrate. You got people that celebrate inaction. You got people that celebrate action. It's just
so. How always do you feel about all of our actions are being dictated by Israel?
How do you feel like our actions are being dictated? We bombed 3 sites. How does that dictate our actions? We the only people that have the bombs capable.
Have you been watching these doggone senators and stuff speak and how they speak about like how Israel is in their pocket?
Man, they politicians, bro. Show me a politician, I'll show you a crook. But we the only ones that have the bomb that can do that. The only person in the row.
So that make it right because so these politicians, the crooks are. So Iran just ain't got the money. If Iran had the money and Iran said, okay, go bomb Israel, then it'll be cool. Iran just ain't got the bank.
They bombing Israel back. What are you talking about? They blowing up hospitals and all this stuff. I'm talking about what the U.S. did. We're talking about the U.S. did. They bombed 3 uranium enrichment sites with J-dams that are buried deep into the ground. We're the only country that has that capability to do a target like that.
Was it effective?
Yes. It blew up the Philistines.
They decided it was
effective in a sense, but they were able to get the uranium out of there. So you just slowed down the process. Nobody died. Nobody was harmed.
You just blew up these people's shit. What the hell? What the hell?
You blew up something they wasn't supposed to have.
We talk about it like it's casual, like there's not actual people over there, bro.
But you gotta understand.
Even if nobody died, it's still gonna mess up them fucking people's minds for the rest of their life. They never gonna be.
Let's just let them have nukes, bro. Let them have nukes. Cool.
Okay, we got them. Cool.
And we ain't gonna be here. We ain't gonna be here though. You act like it's a reason they don't want them to have nukes. All right, bro.
Who made us God over the nukes?
That's why the world has been able. That's why you've been able to freely travel the world and enjoy the luxuries you got. Enjoy these things that we got. You've been around the world. You see how piss poor the world is.
Yeah, I'll come back home and still see how piss poor it is towards black people. So
opportunities, bro. You make your own opportunities, bro. You've seen it around the world, bro. Like we as black people, bro, we gotta remove that stigma of the man is keeping us down. We keeping ourselves down. You got the same 24 hours as everybody else, bro. We got the same opportunities. We don't bond together when we get an opportunity. We close the door. We walk through the door. We close it behind us. We don't bring other people with us. So until we do that, we're our own demise. The game is there.
So whose fault is it when in the military and the VA, when it comes to the disparity between black and white, how black troops and sailors get it less likely than their counterparts? Is that the black man who went over there?
What
is that his fault? Even if he had the same opportunity?
since the first time I got up here, bro. Without representation, nothing matters, bro. If you ain't trying to be a politician, if you ain't trying to sit on the board where they write the laws, bro, crook. you just you hustling backwards. That's why it ain't level.
Trying to be a crook.
That's why it ain't that's why it ain't level. That's why it ain't even. We rather go hoop. We rather go sit up here and loving basketball, loving hip hop instead of getting into politics where it matters. Making policy.
So go sleep
until
with
you're able to make policy. Yeah, we want to be rappers. We want to be entertainers. We do that greatly.
Oh yeah,
but we don't.
I think America do that greatly. I think we are the world's entertainment. Look at our leader. Like we lead the headlines. That's America. We the entertainment for the world.
Y'all good?
Yeah, I'm good.
That was a good discussion, man. Yeah, we got some opposing views, make for good conversation. Did y'all want to wrap it up?
Hello? Yeah. Most definitely.
I feel like I want to
sorry, like, my bad, Frazier been going off in the comments.
Oh, do you want to read something? No, look.
Man, he been going.
It's a lot of conflicting views, for real. This is good conversation, and it helps people learn things, too. What I do want to say is that I think Black people do support each other. I think what people want to portray and put out there is the negative stuff, the love and hip-hop stuff, the sexy reds and all that kind of stuff. Because I know a lot of educated, wonderful, like help the community Black folks that be doing their thing. So we just have to find a way to put them on a platform and let that be the thing that's seen instead of this other foolishness. Because I'm speaking to two educated Black men right now. So we have a platform. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Isaiah 1:17, learn to do right, seek justice, and defend the oppressed, man.
Amen.
That's what I got to lead.
What you got, Noah, for closing word? See? Some people can't let it go. Okay.
Oh, yeah, and they talked all that shit about your boy Obama. And now everything he did is, he did it, so we can do it. Boy, y'all got to, like you said, pick a struggle.
Got to touch on it. We got to touch on it again.
It's not emotional. People die. Of course you're going to be emotional. And people was emotional about that, too. Because he did it, that make it right. He was wrong, too. Why can't they both be wrong? I just said he was wrong. I just said the man was wrong. Yeah, you is. You sat there and said you stumped for Trump for like a whole year. We know that gonna happen. Well, ask him to do that, then I'll stop. Then how about that? How about we rally behind that, then rally behind blowing up a whole nother country? That's what the hell y'all want to rally behind, killing motherfuckers, and y'all out here ain't got no reparation. Y'all want to go celebrate and go over there and kill people, and y'all ain't got no damn reparation. Man, go ahead, man, get out of here, boy. Y'all ready to go kill somebody for nothing? Okay, then make it right.
No, I think you're thinking present tense, and Trey is thinking future tense. Like this is gonna cause some issues in the future. So you are you more present tense. He more future tense. I think.
Okay. Did they blow up our country? Where's the base? I want us not to shoot at them.
He want peace. He want peace.
It's been, and I think we conditioned to think that way. Yeah, that's what they tell us. This is how they condition us. The same way the Iran people condition them to hate us. You condition, we condition to hate people. We don't even know these people. We just bombing and celebrating because the people told us they bad. When has it happened? But we have done all the ripping and killing. Am I wrong? Have they bombed us? Where was our shit? And they shit. So yeah, we can go on and on with this.
Y'all can.
Yeah,
He has a right to his difference of opinion. I understand both sides. Y'all both have valid points.
I just don't understand like how we so war hungry right now, and like our economy and everything is the shit. Our streets, our infrastructure is the shit. Like we got our homelessness is out of control, but we ready to go war and kill and fight other people's problems because we're backed by Israel because they told us to.
It seems like a distraction, is what you're saying, instead of us focusing on our own self.
That ain't what the man ran on, but now they acting like that's what he ran on, and they all for it. So it's weird.
It's been a weird last 6 months, and just in the time that we spoke Thursday to now, so much has happened. It's just I think we just have to not just pray for America, which sounds so cliche, but just pray for the world because there's so much going on. Like they're talking about Iran and all that, but I'm seeing that babies are being starved to death in Gaza. So it's 2025 and people starving to death. That's craziness. It's like my fourth time
saying bye.
saying bye. Oh, but what you want to end on? What you want to say? Don't say nothing about Iran. Peace in the Middle East. We'll take it. Peace in the Middle East. For real. We back there. Peace in the Middle East. All right, gentlemen.
All right. Appreciate you, the meat man.